Hi everyone, Ro from Ro's Kitchen here. Today I had a request, or a couple of requests actually, for mac and cheese. I have a couple different versions, and I really like the version that uses potatoes and carrots, but I wanted to do something simpler and something you could keep on hand. I found a great recipe from Miyoko, from Miyoki's Kitchen. She is tremendous. You've heard me speak of her before. She's fantastic. So what we're going to do, think about this. How many times have you had, as a kid growing up, Kraft mac and cheese? Everybody loves Kraft mac and cheese, right? All right. So I'm going to show you how to make the dry portion of Kraft's mac and cheese. Then we're going to take it and mix it into the macaroni and make Kraft mac and cheese. So let me first tell you the ingredients that we have here, okay? So as you can see, I have everything lined up, okay? All across the board here, everything's lined up. So let me tell you what we have here. So we have 1 cup of cashews, just raw cashews, not soaked, just raw, plain. 3/4 cups of nutritional yeast, that's your cheese flavor, you know. 1/4 cup of oat flour. Now the oat flour, you can buy oat flour, you know, if you go to a store that has bulk, they usually have different flours. You can buy it there. I did make my own, and the reason I say that is because I just happen to have for my Vitamix a separate container that just does flours and grains. So I just took some rolled oats, threw them in this thing, and ground them down to flour. So I have 1/4 cup of oat flour. I have 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. Now tapioca flour is really used as a thickener. It's really great when you want to make a mozzarella cheese. We'll be doing that when we make lasagna. So there's the tapioca flour. Then I have paprika. And with the paprika, it's just 1.5 teaspoons. She does call for anywhere from 2 teaspoons to about a tablespoon. So I went with 1.5 tablespoons. Next, I have this is, let me see what this is again. Okay. Oh, sugar. I didn't recognize it because of the color. But this is really I have a coconut raw sugar. So that's what that is. Then we have dry mustard. Oh, and the sugar we used, let's see, I used 1.5 tablespoons. Then I have dry mustard. I used 1 teaspoon of that. No, actually, I think I used 1.5 teaspoons. And then we have, I did use salt. I will tell you, you know I'm not big on salt. So I only used, it calls for 2 teaspoons. I used 1.5 teaspoons. And then it called for onion powder. All right. So we're going to take all these ingredients. We're going to put them in the food processor. And we're going to make our powder. The food processor, I'm just going to use the S blade. You know, that one. Okay, and if you saw me make, I have to laugh. If you saw me make the barbecue sauce, I couldn't get my cup thing, this thing, off of the machine. Well, that's because I had the lid on and it was tightened. Duh. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add everything. So we're gonna put everything in the food processor. So I've got the nuts. I've got the nutritional yeast. I've got the tapioca flour. Get it all out of there. I've got the oat flour. And all the spices. Just throw everything in. Pretty easy, really. I know it seems like a lot of ingredients, but guess what? Think about that mac and cheese. This is going to make 5 cheese packets. So you can have mac and cheese 5 times. Okay? And this will stay in the cabinet. You can keep this probably for, I think she said 2 to 3 months. I'll have to look at it. Double check. But you know you're going to eat that mac and cheese a lot faster than that. All right. So I'm just going to, so what we're checking for is a powder. And it won't take long. You know why? Because everything is a powder except the nuts. Yep, there it is. Yep, there it is. So we now have it. Let me see if I need to go a little bit longer. Let's see. No, I think I'm going to go longer. It's not really a powder. Mine has some bumps in it. So I'm wrong. We're not done. Oh, I hate when I take it off and then I have to realign the blade because it always ends up getting stuff under it. But that's all right. That's fine. All right, so we'll do it for a little bit longer. I think I'm going to do it on high. Again, if you have any requests for recipes, you can write me too. This will be one of the mac and cheese we make, but maybe down the road I'll make another. All right, let's check it now, and I'm going to do it without taking it off the thing here. See if it's a powder yet. It's getting there. It's getting there, but I'm thinking, because I think it's still a little grainy. I don't know. Well, I don't know. That might be as powdery as it gets, but I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't hurt to do a little bit longer. The finer the better, I believe, because once it's in the water that you use, it's got to thicken up anyway. And it'll dissolve, so you'll be okay. So that's it. Yeah, that's definitely a powder now. Yeah, that's a powder. I'm good. All right, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to go ahead and make the macaroni, the elbows. I was going to do a fusilli, but then I thought, no, let's be real Kraft mac and cheesy and do elbows. So we made this with perfect timing because it's lunchtime and I'm really hungry. So I didn't read the recipe all the way through, and I made 1.5 cups of pasta. I was always supposed to make a cup, but you know what? I love pasta. I did measure out. I'll set the pasta back. We'll strain that and drain that in a minute. Now, the recipe calls for it says 1/3 cup of the mix, and I put the mix in a mason jar, so now we have it, and I can make mac and cheese anytime I want to. And that will last, did it say? We did say, didn't we? It would last, I'll find it. I don't want to just bore you with my reading. Okay, so then it said to take a cup of either cold water or unsweetened non-dairy milk in a saucepan, but don't heat it up yet, because if you do it while it's hot, it'll become lumpy. So we have to whisk this and then bring it to a boil. So I have my 1/3 cup measure. I'm going to take 1/3 cup out of here. Okay, so there's my 1/3 cup. Here's my 1 cup of, I decided to use coconut milk, unsweetened. I'm going to go ahead and whisk that. Let's get that whisked together. Okay, so you can see it getting dissolved. That's the secret, you want it to be dissolved, okay? So now, it looks pretty good. I'm going to put it on the heat, and then we're going to just go ahead and cook this down until I think it gets a little thicker. So, oops, can you see okay? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you. You all right? Okay. So we'll go ahead and whisk this well, and then we're going to bring it to a boil. I'm going to turn it up a little high so it gets to a boil. And then we'll simmer for a minute and then toss it with the hot macaroni. And it makes enough for 1 cup of dry macaroni, but like I said, I used 1.5 cups. Do my pasta in the strainer twice, just to get, because especially with elbows, they have the water in between. Yep, they're done. Okay. So we'll keep stirring this. You can see it's getting a little thicker. Can you see that okay? Try bringing it a little closer. There you go. So we're getting that nice and thick, brought up like that. Oh yeah, I can see it thickening. That's that tapioca flour that does the thickening. And I guess the oat flour too. So I'm going to keep stirring until I bring it to a boil. And you can see it's starting to thicken up. See? We don't want it lumpy, we just want it thick. And we're going to see if this really does taste like Kraft. It's not as yellow as Kraft, but that's probably because of the paprika. And yeah, I'd say probably the paprika. It is really getting thick. See, now it's bubbling. So it says to put it on simmer, so let me turn it down. It's got bubbles, it's nice and thick. And take a quick taste. Oh, it's good. That is. Now it's just, oh, I'm going to turn it off. I think it's done. It doesn't even need a whole minute. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my macaroni. That's nice and thick. I would even use a little bit more liquid, to be honest with you. But let's see how it comes out on the stove. So we'll go ahead, stir that in there. Get it all stirred up. Now remember, I used more macaroni than I was supposed to. So it'll probably be a little cheesier. Ooh, can you see all those cheesy? That looks good. Look at that. That definitely looks cheesy. Oh my. Wow, I like this. All right. Even though it looks good, the true test is the taste. All right, so let me go ahead and tease you with a taste. So I need a towel to put down on the counter so I don't burn the counter too much, although this is all right. And you can see how cheesy this is. I mean, can you see that? That's pretty cheesy. It's good. It's got a lot of flavor. I like it. So this is a good recipe if you want to make Kraft mac and cheese. I think another day we're going to do another one where you cook down the ingredients and pour it in there and bake it. We're going to do a baked mac and cheese one day. And then we'll do a comparison, okay? So that's it. We're done. I have my mac and cheese mix, so I can make this anytime I want. And you have all the ingredients. I read them. Enjoy. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen. I look forward to seeing you again. I will be doing a few more videos this week, so stay tuned. Please subscribe, please like, please share. Have a wonderful Saturday. I'm going to go eat lunch now. See you later. I just had to add something. I know I said goodbye already, but I'm sitting here eating that mac and cheese, and it dawned on me, you know what would be great if I added spinach or chopped up Brussels sprouts to this? I always want to try to find a way to incorporate vegetables. So my suggestion is to add some veggies to this. You can even do shredded carrots. I mean, there's all sorts of things. The sky's the limit. So, okay, I'm done for now for sure. Thank you. I'm going to eat my lunch. Have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for more recipes. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that very much. Bye-bye now.